Hi Cancer, welcome to your end of January 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here, and just a couple of astrological things to bring up. We just had a new moon in Capricorn, and this is going to affect most of you guys' 7th house, which is the house of committed partnership, and it's really, to me, more of a positive effect, although sometimes even somebody getting a divorce in the 7th house can be legal affairs, can feel that that is a new beginning for them as well in terms of that connection with that other person. It's funny when somebody gets married, they have to sign a legal document, and the same thing when they split up. So, the law is involved on both ends of it. But for some of you, this is maybe a new chapter in your relationship. At the end of this month, on the 28th, we're having a full moon at 9 degrees of Leo. And this is on the did I say 28th? Okay, in case I just, I said the end of the month. It's the 28th. And for you, Leo is the 2nd house of earned income. So this could actually be good for finances, maybe having something come to you that was delayed. And we are having a Mercury retrograde, speaking of delays, starting on the 30th, I believe. And that is in Aquarius. So for you, that's going to be the 8th house. So there could be something with like inheritances, or if you have gotten divorced, some kind of money that is from that other person that has to be renegotiated or something along those lines. It's so funny because I did get the first card that I drew was the 10 of Cups reversed. And I usually, I got this card for another sign, and it wasn't in the same position, though. This is the heart of the matter position. And when I collect the cards, I usually make a concerted effort to collect them all upright. But it came out that way anyway. Very interesting. This is the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, in case you were wondering what the name of this is. Ugh. It's funny. The one thing about these cards, I really like them. They're sturdy, but they're hard to pick up sometimes because they're matte. I think that's what makes them. They're not glossy, and I think they kind of stick together more. I don't know, but they're really nice. And I love the illustrations for the most part. Some of them are a little creepy, but they're fun even when they're creepy. Okay, I'm going to pick this one even though I can't pick it up. So, how can I do this? Because okay. Well, since it's a reverse card, I'm going to pick one more. Just as a resolution card. Okay. A resolution, making a decision. But I'm going to leave it there. Just picking up these rest of these cards so they are not in my way. Alrighty, let's see this one. The heart of the matter is the 10 of Cups in the reversed position, which is, this can indicate a marriage that has, gone under. This can be the disruption of the joy within a family. So that feeling of the cohesiveness. And this may be something that comes into the family that makes it kind of a breach, if you will. I don't know what that would be in your case, but something. And of course that can be if you're getting divorced, but it certainly could also be for work matters, because it might create a lot of tension within the home. If you're stressed, or if you're having to work long hours, or whatever it is, that makes the family feel like it's not there. And in the past position, we have the Eight of Wands, which is something kind of striking very suddenly. This is a card that can indicate like events kind of happening fast and furiously. So if there was a lull in the action and then everything started to take off, that can be, an example of that, like in a marriage or a serious relationship, can be someone who is, kind of like two people are at a standstill. And maybe there's like a cold war between them. And then all of a sudden, one of them, decides that they're going to go forward with the separation or divorce. And then it's like all hell breaking loose or what have you. But there's some kind of a disrupted joy. That's a phrase that I think I retained from one of my best tarot books for interpretation. And that makes a lot of sense because the 10 is the number of attainment. And when you have it in the reverse position, it's like a fall from that attainment, a fall from grace of whatever that is. If we think of grace as the grace of God, as something that we are given as a gift, and it turns on us in some way. It can be that feeling of like, this is not what it was before. The higher message is the Three of Cups. Isn't that a beautiful illustration? The colors and everything gives me such nice feelings. And this is about celebration, friendships. It's very light, this energy. This is Cups, so this aligns with what you're about, Cancer, which is about the emotional side of life. But life isn't all about pathos, about all of the drama and all of that. You can have happiness. You can, choosing happiness, choosing to have communion, social communion with others, where there is this sense of, maybe positivity between you guys, instead of this, negative influence. And this is also a card of friendship. So perhaps that has been an area that you have neglected because of family problems. And this can be an area that you turn to in your time of need, but also one that you can cultivate in the future so that you never neglect these people. Not that a Cancer person would ever be neglectful in a willful kind of a way, but simply, consumed with your problems and not remembering that you had this great resource. I think a lot of times when people do that, though, it's because, they know that their friends don't really like their partner and they don't want to admit that to themselves, that this person doesn't treat them properly. So they kind of it's easier to get mad at their friends than it is their partner in some way. They have more of that sense of they're putting their faith into that person who isn't the one that is encouraging them in life. So it's kind of, I've experienced that, and it's really hard to understand, but it's the significant relationship is something that we tend to put the most energy into, obviously. And I think that's the right thing to do. But if it's not yielding positive results, then that's when I don't understand that steadfast loyalty to that person. So what is crossing you is the Eight of Pentacles. This can affect your job. If this is a personal matter, it may be affecting your ability to do a good job. If this is some kind of a work situation where perhaps you have, I even think of, I could interpret this positively, of you maybe having a breakthrough in your career, but it having an adverse effect on your home life, and even your ability to do your job to the best of it, because you might be so like kind of swamped that you can't do the same painstaking, attention. You can't place it on your work because if you get like a promotion or something and you're doing more managing than actually, producing. I don't know how that would manifest in real life, but I'm just saying the Eight of Pentacles in the upright position can be that sense of craftsmanship, attention to detail, but pride in your work and doing a good job. This can be like mailing it in. So it makes me think more of a current job. So maybe you're fielding offers, in your industry, and it's causing you to lose interest in your current job. And this would have been already a problem for you. So it's not like you're not doing it to screw anybody over. You're just preoccupied, I think. Something like that. So I don't know if that makes sense. What's coming in? The Daughter of Pentacles. This is the Page of Pentacles. This is a new job or a new project. Maybe this is even something you're doing on your own that is a project. If it is, I think that this kind of came to you suddenly. It wasn't something that you were planning out for a long period of time, or if you were planning it out, you didn't have the right opportunity to take advantage of it. It's very interesting with that, going back to that Eight of Wands, because as I record this on January 14th, we have Uranus turning direct. And Uranus is depicted, I think, or it's connected to electricity. So, you have that lightning bolt and something like that. I don't know if Aquarius is ever connected with lightning bolts. But, you could think of lightning bolts as inspiration, like hits of creativity or sudden breaks from the past, in certain sense. Not in necessarily the Eight of Wands, but in certain cases. And that can certainly lead to somebody who is, feeling bold, maybe emboldened to make changes, to break free from it. So the daughter, I always say the traditional, instead of daughter, because I think that's confusing to people, the page. So the page is connected to children. And when we look at other matters, the infancy of a project, you can think of the ace as the catalyst or the beginning, and the page is the beginning stages. And it can connect with children. It can connect with messages. The page is the messenger. And so with Pentacles, it can be a message about employment, a message about money. Actually, this is a card that is connected to being a student. So even if you're 40 years old, there may be something that you need to learn, and that this is that you are starting to learn, perhaps. With the 8th house, this could be something connected to the astrology, the tarot, metaphysical, occult studies, something that isn't like the traditional organized religions. So in that sense, it might be something that is new for you, that you haven't done before, or that you're finishing up. I will say that because this is a page, it probably would be a beginning. So with that full moon in the 8th house, it might be something, come to think of it, that full moon is actually going to be, in many of your cases, in the 7th house, because I'm sorry, I kept saying the 8th house. I meant the 2nd house. Actually, what is happening when there's a full moon, the other sign is activated. So when the full moon is in the second house, the sun is in the eighth house, and both of these are money houses. So that can shine a light on what is really going on and what is due to you, the money that is due to you. And it's interesting too because the sun connects with the father, so the father may be part of the finances. And we do have as an outcome card the Father of Cups in reverse. So whether this is your actual father or whether it is a partner, this can be someone who is out of control, emotionally manipulative, trying to get you to do something. A boss, it could be a boss too, but a boss who uses emotional manipulation to get what they want, to try to intimidate. Well, that's more like physical, but to guilt or to shame the person that they're trying to get them to do. So this can be somebody who has an addiction issue, and that may be why they're acting the way that they are. They might be a narcissist. With the kings, this is like King of Cups in reverse, a master manipulator. So there might be a master manipulator in your life that is wreaking havoc in some way. Maybe this is your soon-to-be ex. These people cannot be reasoned with. So, don't fall into that trap of trying to get them to see the light, because, take it from somebody who has had experience with this area. It doesn't work. And even if you're trying to be very reasonable about it, if this person is the one who has set all of this into motion, let them. Don't fall into this thing of like trying to appease them or beg them to reconsider, because this is actually, I think, going to be a good thing for you. And this may have been what has happened. I mean, if this is in the workplace, this may be why it has affected your personal life, because this person sometimes these people are very insidious, and you don't realize that they are affecting you so adversely until, you've stepped away from it a little bit. So it's really about doing that and not falling for their tactics. And the same thing, like if this is something to do with your family of origin and money that is part of that, don't be tempted with, trying to prove that you deserve something because, you think that you're being cheated or something like that, because there's a higher, situation going on even with that. And when I had to deal with it, I just walked away from it. Finally, I mean, believe me, there was a brief period where I thought, no, I'm going to do this. And then I let it go. And that might happen to you as well when the emotions settle down, where you think about it and you say, do I really want to participate in this, or do I want to, do I choose peace in my life? Because it can be very upsetting. Even if you are the victor, it can be very upsetting overall just to participate in it. So it's, obviously it's always up to you, but, it just can be something that drags you down. And you have a lot going for you. Spiritually, you have the North Node in the 12th house. You have this higher purpose right now that is really calling to you. And these kinds of things can be like distractions, in your life, Cancer. So don't, be tempted. And then I picked a clarification card, not much of a clarification card. I think I might pick another one just for the heck of it. This is about being at that loggerheads crossroads, maybe you and another person, Maybe you within yourself, you know, indecision. What do I decide to do? Being of two minds about something. Okay, I'm just going to cut the cards in half. Just going to pick the first one. Okay, perfect. Mother of Swords. Water and air. Which one? Queen of Swords. Which one wins out? It's another card of making a decision, but you have to put your emotions aside. You don't let go of them, though. You're not, you use your intuition, which is part of your the emotional side of you. You use your intuition, but by the same token, you are, how would we put it? You want to look at the situation in a very factual kind of a way. And that way you don't feel like it's you imposing something onto the situation, but you're just like, you know, just the facts, ma'am. And I think that you will be able to make a decision that you can live with, that feels okay to you. Don't allow anybody to manipulate you into that decision, though. As soon as you sense that somebody's trying to make you feel guilty, trying to make you feel obligated, and all this stuff, then you know that their intention is manipulation. And because you are so sympathetic, you're an empath, it's easy for your sympathies to be roused. And these people know it. These people, if anything, they might be incredibly insensitive, but they know exactly what makes people tick, and they go for it. Okay, that's what I have for you, Cancer. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you would like to work with me, I have just introduced extended natal chart interpretation in an hour, and extended transits for 2021 an hour for a special price. It's called Deep Dive, and I have other types of readings. The link is below. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.